Today we're going to create this great cloth animation in Blender in just 20 minutes using only free assets and free software. We're going to cover fabric simulation using a proxy mesh, where to get free models, lighting, camera animation, and loads more pro tips along the way. What's more, I'm giving away the blend file in the description below so you can have a look for yourself and see how it works. Let's get started. Okay, so we're in a fresh scene of Blender. I'm going to press A to select everything, X to delete everything. We're going to start by pressing Shift and A and adding in a mesh plane. I'm going to press S to scale and I'm going to type in 5. I should make it about exactly 10 squares by 10 squares size. Tab into edit mode. We're going to press 2 to enable edge select. I'm going to select both of these by holding down Shift and clicking. E to extrude. Z to extrude upwards, and I'm just going to box select those 3 lines there, press Ctrl and B, drag that out and roll your mouse wheel a few times to get a nice, smooth, seamless border. And you can right click on this and do shade smooth as well. Okay, next we're going to add Blender Kit. So if you don't already have Blender Kit installed, it's an amazing add-on. There's loads of models for free, and if you subscribe, they get an extra load of models as well. So we're going to search for a Porsche. I'm just going to change it so it's free models first. And we'll drag down this green one here, drop it in the middle of the scene. Now we're in material preview mode. We're just going to click on the Porsche, just there. I'm going to press R and Z to rotate on the Z axis, type in 180. The other thing I want to do is see the headlights on the Porsche. I want them to be turned on. So in cycles mode, we can see if I select the headlights already, we've already got keyframes and someone's already keyframed the headlights to come on. So what we'll do, we'll leave them on and then we'll just press A to select all the keyframes and X to delete those keyframes. Okay, I'm also going to add a light into the scene. So Shift A, add an area light. You can't see it because it's just hidden underneath the car. Press G to grab, Z to move up on the Z axis, S to scale, and S to scale, then Y to scale on the Y axis. We'll just have this above the car so it's a bit bigger. We'll also increase the power of the light to about 200 watts. That's better. Okay, so the headlights are on, the car's lit. Let's get rid of this letters on the registration plate. And I'm not loving the green, so what we'll do in the material editor with the body selected, we'll rename that to car paint or car paint. You can change it to any color you like. I am going to delete one of these and we'll change it to a kind of this baby blue color. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make a low resolution model of this Porsche for the physics of the cloth to interact with. So we're going to do that by basically selecting the Porsche first. We'll do select hierarchy and we'll do it Shift and D, and then we'll move it by pressing X. We'll just move it on the X axis. So we're going to convert this model we've just duplicated into a proxy mesh, like a low resolution copy. So I'm just going to rename this low res. Okay. So we're just going to twiddle down on the little dial here. Make sure we've got everything in that folder selected. Just scrolling down till you get to the bottom. Hold down Shift and click again. And you should have all parts of that model selected. Just go to Object, Convert to Mesh, and then Object, Join, Control J. And now you should see the whole of the Porsche model now is just one complete mesh. Let's just go into this viewport mode. So with this selected, we're going to go into modifiers. We're going to add a modifier called Remesh. And this is basically going to turn this mesh into one complete model. You can change the resolution of this just by dialing down on the voxels to get a bit more resolution on there. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's apply that. And now just to reduce the number of polygons in this model even further, we're going to search for decimate modifier. And you will see at the minute we've got 10,000 faces, but I'm going to reduce this to 0.2. It doesn't look much different at 3,000 faces. Let's try 0.1. So this will make it much easier for Blender to compute the calculations it needs to work out the collision with this mesh and the cloth mesh. So let's rename this model to collision. And we're just going to grab it. In fact, go to 7 on your number pad, press G to grab, X to move on the X axis. We want to cover the Porsche, just like that. And I think we just want to have it so it's a little larger than the Porsche. So what we'll do, we'll set the object, set the origin to geometry. That puts the origin in the center of the geometry, and press S to scale. Just going to drag that out a little bit just so it covers the Porsche. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the viewport at the minute. So what we need to do now is just set this so this is a collision object. So we go to the physics settings, just set that to collision. We're also going to have the floor, so it's a collision. So we just click on the background and set that to a collision. Right. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to add in our cloth. So Shift and A, mesh, plane. G to grab, Z to move up above the car. And we're going to scale it out. I'm just going to eyeball this from the top. S to scale, and we're going to scale on the Y-axis again, S, Y. So we're comfortably covering the entirety of the car. So because we've just altered the scale, I'm just going to apply that by pressing Ctrl A and doing all transforms, and you'll see the scale has now been applied. Tab to go into edit mode, right click on the model, subdivide. Over here we can choose the number of cuts. We're going to choose 60 cuts. Okay, this gives us a fairly dense mesh for the cloth to work from. 7 to pop into top view, and press 1 on your keyboard or select vertex mode. Just click away from the mesh to deselect everything. And what we're going to do, these little vertexes at the back of the cloth, just select a few of those. Doesn't matter too much how many you select. What we're going to do, under object data, we're going to add a new vertex group, and we're going to assign just these vertices that we've selected into this group. We're going to call this hook. You can press deselect and select just to ensure that those vertices have been assigned to this group. Okay, tab again to go back into object mode. We're going to apply a cloth sim and we'll see if it works. So under physics settings, with your cloth selected, we're going to press cloth. Let's see what happens when we press play. Straight away, we're getting a pretty interesting cloth simulation. Let's pause that there. So we're going to improve these cloth settings a little bit. So with the cloth still selected, this little icon here gives you some presets. So we're going to choose silk. We're going to increase the quality steps to 8. And we're just going to scroll down a little bit in here. Let's have a look. So we're going to select that pin group to hook. So now that these vertices won't move. And under collisions, let's increase that to 8 as well. We're going to include self collisions. Let's just see how that looks. Okay, that's looking pretty good. If you haven't saved your file yet, this is a good time to do so. So the next thing we could do, we could add a material to this cloth just to make it look a little bit better. Let's just do that. So in Blender Kit, go to materials, search for silk. You've got a choice of materials here. I'm going to grab this blue one here, drag and drop it on to the cloth. Just to get rid of these sort of mesh lines in the cloth, we can also add in, under the modifiers, we can add in a subdivision surface modifier. 2 levels should be sufficient, and that just smooths the cloth off nicely. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is actually be able to control the cloth. So the hook part here, we want to actually add this to an empty so we can move it around, so we can move the cloth around and pull it off the car. So what we'll do, we'll start at the beginning, go 7 to top view, hold down Shift and right click at the back of the cloth. Then we're going to press Shift and A and we're going to add in an empty. So now we've got an empty. We want to hook this cloth to the empty so we can drag the cloth around with the empty. So what we do, we'll add in a hook modifier. And we'll make sure that's right at the top of the modifier stack. We want to hook the cloth with the empty we've just made. So you can click on the empty, and the vertex group needs to be hook. So now, if I press play, and I click the empty, and I press G to grab, we can see we can actually control the cloth with the empty. So what we want to do now is add some keyframes to the empty. So we'll click on the empty, press K to add a location keyframe, go to frame 30, press G to grab, Z to move on the Z axis. We're going to move it down to the floor, press K to add another location keyframe. So now the hook moves down to the floor. We'll let the cloth settle to about frame 48. We'll press K and add another location keyframe. And then we'll go to frame 230, around there. And press G to grab, Y to move on the Y axis, and we're just going to pull the cloth all the way over here. Press K to add another location keyframe. So now the empty falls down with the cloth, lets the cloth settle, and pulls the cloth back. Okay, it's looking really good, but the problem is obviously that the cloth is now colliding with this background. So I'm just going to press S to scale. We're just going to make that a bit bigger to make sure, I should make it so the empty finishes within the bounds. So now we can actually hide our collision. We don't want to see it in the viewport, and also click the camera so it doesn't appear in the renders. And now if you want to, with the cloth selected, you can click on the cloth, go to the physics tab. If you scroll down here to where it says cache, you can click bake all dynamics. And once that's gone through, won't need to recalculate the physics every time you press play on the cloth. So you can see a dark blue line at the bottom of the timeline now. This means the animation is cached. We can freely scroll through it left and right, just like that, to see it working. Yeah, it's already looking pretty good. Right, a few things to finish off. We're going to add in a camera. So Shift A, add a camera. What I like to do is kind of get the viewport roughly where I want the camera to be. And then I press Control, Alt and 0 on the number pad. And that sets the camera viewport. We'll start from frame 40 and finish at frame 200, because that captures most of the movement. So with the camera selected, I'm just going to press Shift and tilde, and that means you can move the camera with the mouse and also use the W, A, S and D keys to move the camera position. So we set the start position to be there, press K, add a location and rotation keyframe. You can see a little yellow dot down there now. Move to the end of the animation, press Shift and tilde again. Just move the camera around a little bit and press K again and add a location and rotation keyframe. So pressing Shift and tilde is exactly the same as doing a walk navigation on the menu just here. So we get a nice bit of camera movement as the cloth reveals the car now. I think we'll also just change the background color. So just select your environment background. We'll just create a new material for that. Very simple material. We'll leave all the basics the same. I think we'll go for a blue. Let's just try a darker blue. See how that looks. That's pretty nice. And we'll add in a couple of extra lights. I'll just show you where the lights is. So we've got the main light at the top. I'm going to press Shift and D, then X to move it across. We're going to press X to scale on the X axis. And I'm going to go to the viewpoint, press R to rotate, and then Y to move on the Y axis and have that pointing to the side of the car. Now you'll see this gives us this extra nice little white line that just reveals the details of the car bodywork. It's just a nice little extra touch. Let's just go through our render settings. So under render, we want to maximum samples 4096 is rather too high, so we'll try for 64. We want denoise on, and we want to use the GPU to make it a bit quicker. We'll also go into the compositing set. In fact, what we'll do, let's just render this frame. So press F12 to render the single frame. Okay, I can also see we've got a bit of extra lines on the cloth that we want to get rid of. So let's do that first. So select the cloth. Under the modifiers, just up the subdivisions on the cloth to 3. Let's just try that. But I think that'll be okay. Maybe I'll go for 4. So in compositing, we'll click new to add a new compositor node setup. And we'll press Shift and A. And we're going to search for a glare node. Just pop that in there. Obviously this is not very subtle, so we're going to change that from streaks to bloom. And adjust the strength right down just to pretty subtle, something around 0.07 I've gone for. And also under options, choose GPU for the compositing. So it just makes it a little bit faster. So finally, you can just export this. I'm going to go for 25 frames per second. Choose the location of your computer. I'm going to go for the cloth simulation folder. Set the media type to video. And the encoding can be MPEG 4. The output quality can be perceptually lossless. I'm also going to tweak the color settings just in the render properties at the bottom. So where it says color management, we're going to go for look, and we're just going to set it to medium high contrast, just to give it a little bit more punch. Just going to render one more frame out just to check. Yes, I'm totally happy with that. Looks great. So just go to render and then render animation.